As you can see here, it still has the loans 1, 2, 3, card 1, card 2, student. It has the balances, the rates. So it's just in a different format. Okay. Once again, make sure this is at custom lowest first, and the reason why is because the spreadsheet is brilliant. Vertex42.com really structured some brilliant spreadsheets. But if you're not an Excel boffin, which I am not, it can get a bit confusing, and then everything can start to miscalculate. So what we're going to do here, once again, make sure that's custom, lowest first. As you can see, these months here are ridiculous. 232, 243, 241, 249, 227. So we're still looking at June 35 to be the final payment. And I mean, these are not massive amounts, but yes, they are fairly high. Now, I'm sure you've heard that different techniques say aim for the highest interest rate and aim for the highest balance and work on those first. But in the debt demolisher technique, we want to create an effect. And as I've already pointed out to you, we've worked that if we just pay an additional 50 and we spread it across, we will already reduce it down to 157 months. But the debt demolisher technique is going to use a slightly different strategy. And I find it more of a, how could I say this, more rewarding strategy. So okay, so as you can see, everything is transferred from our first page, and we are going to focus on paying an additional $50 to our total debt, but we're going to focus it on our smallest balance first. So we're going to add $50. So our payment on our first auto loan, which is our smallest outstanding, is going to increase to the $80 mark. Okay, so that's the base, plus the 50 is going to equal us the 80. And we are going to continue this until we've paid this entire debt. Let's see if it will work. Okay, so now let's just continue. Okay, let's just remove these. Right, so now as you can see, we've eliminated the smallest debt in month 49. It is then fully paid for, but we're going to continue with the 50, which is going to increase. So it will be 50 will increase with this 80. So now we're going to call it what they call a snowball, but we call it demolisher effect, because we are then going to add, carry on adding the 50. So it's going to be the 80 plus this 50, which is going to total at 130. So basically what you can see is we've now, let's just double check, we are now paying the original 50 plus the 30, so we're adding an additional 80 to this $50. So this is now increasing to a payment of 130, and we are only continuing with our initial $50 plus obviously what we've finished in terms of our capital, in terms of our paid off account. So we've utilized that money and we're now rolling it into our demolisher effect here, and you're going to see as we continue that once this gains momentum, it's going to increase and increase and increase, and the payments will come through rather quickly, and it will start shortening the time, and it will start shortening the amount. So once again, we've now paid off the second highest debt. So now we're going to have let's just go to the month and start it off properly here. So now you'll see we'll be paying 185. So that means we're going to be paying the 130 that we paid onto this amount plus the 55, which gives us the 185. So we're just adding, once we've killed this debt, we're adding it onto this payment structure. And once we've killed this debt, we add on to this payment structure. And once we've killed this debt, we add on to this payment structure, and so forth and so forth. And this just starts to reduce the debt by dramatic effects. Let's push forward here. Let's carry on adding this in. And as you can see, we've gone from $55 a month right up to $185. It's going to reduce this payment time by massive amounts. And we'll go back to our first page and look at the graphs, and I'll show you. In fact, let's do it now quickly so that we can see the effect. I mean, you've only increased it by $50, but straight away you can see it's reached the capital. And then you can see as you pay off every single loan that we're focusing so much on the actual capital and not on the interest, as you saw in the beginning. So now let's carry on. So this now $25 is now going to be paid at a rate of $160, and you can add this $50 in this column a lot quicker rate than what I'm doing, but I'm doing it for the effect to show you how. Let's rather just copy it in, and I'm just showing you how the actual continuous payment of the $50 plus the debts that you're paying is creating this roll-on, this demolishing effect, as we call it. And it's not entirely, as they would call it, the snowball effect on this vertex42.com spreadsheet. Ours is manipulating it a little bit, and it's keeping it rather simple. So as you can see now, a debt of 110 is getting paid at a rate of 320. So it's the 210 plus the 110. And we're just going to continue with our payments here. And you can see exactly what the effect is. So now we've reduced this right down to 157 months, and we've reduced the interest right down to 23,480 from the 40,000.